genuinely don't know how to make this video. Hey. I didn't think I'd ever have to make a video like this. But I feel that on behalf of my family I should. If you know me at all, or anything about me, you know that my brother passed last year in April. The person who gave him what killed him was sentenced to 20 months for delivery. Now, he could have gotten the charge of controlled substance homicide. If you don't know, just look it up. I'm not going to explain it. I don't have the mental capacity to explain it right now. The schedule of the drug, the most lethal drug in his system was ODSMT. But because that drug is a Schedule 4, not a 3, 2, or 1, they could not convict him of controlled substance homicide, but they instead gave him delivery. So he did 20 months for killing my brother. Sorry, I'm just trying to put all the words together. Clearly, as you just heard me say, it shouldn't matter what schedule of the drug it is. The person was killed with drugs. Because in that situation, there were only two possible options. One, he intended to kill my brother, or two, he accidentally did it because he was treating my brother like a guinea pig with his new drug concoction, and he found my brother like that, and instead of trying to call for help, he just went and kept doing whatever he was doing because he stashed the drugs in my brother's car. There was a 2-hour time period between when my brother died and when my brother was found by my other brother. This man was released. Was it last week? Hang on, let me pull up the email and put it on screen. Just give me one teensy second, okay? Just one itty bitty second here. I forgot to get this part ready because I was so fucking worried about it. Okay, so none of my personal info's on that. Sweet. Hang on, let me just... Damn it. My phone's being a pain. I'm generally about to start tweaking. Okay. Let me... Oh, escape. Okay. I'm actually gonna pause the recording while I do this because... Okay, I got it now. But I received this email. When was it? I doesn't say when it was. Oh yeah. 6 days ago, almost a week. I got this email in my email. I was sitting in the car, and I just got filled with rage. Because 7.5-ish months into his sentence, I get this email. I get this email stating that he was released for time served. Does anyone else want to tell me what's wrong with that? Because as a matter of fact, he was supposed to get 28 months total because in jail he assaulted someone over the fucking phone. This man kills my brother and only does 7.5 months. Clearly, this is fucked up. I've been told, I was asked by numerous people to make a video about this. Granted, I was already going to. But multiple people in my family asked me to make this video because it's BS. And something should be done about it. In the near future, I don't know exactly how to word it, so if anyone could help me with that, that'd be nice. But I'm gonna make a change.org thing. Because he should not be a free man. He shouldn't even got 20 months. He should have gotten, in my opinion, life. My brother was 25. He just thought he was hanging out with his buddy. Just hanging out, celebrating a visit from a friend he hasn't seen in years. And on top of that, in court, this man gave the saddest apology known to man. It was so clear that I don't even think he wrote that apology. Because if he did, it was clearly just something he was either told to write or his lawyer or something wrote it for him. So that was the most sorry excuse of an apology I've ever heard in my entire life. So I made this tiny presentation because my brother made a TikTok thing about it. I'll put the link in the description, obviously, but he made this, and I figured this would be perfect to share in this video. Just let me pull it up. Okay, hopefully y'all can still see me. I can't see my OBS right now, but no, really. Let's try this again. I'm gonna read it, but this is Dayton. Obviously, my brother covered up his face, so I'm gonna show a few decent pictures of him at the end. But I'm just gonna read it. This is Dayton Griffin. Dayton had come up from his home in Nevada to spend the week with our older brother. During that week, our brother had invited him to stay the night in his apartment. His new apartment that he had just gotten, his first apartment. Because, they haven't hung out in a while, whatever, yeah. But on April 26th, April 6th, 2023, I should read it in his point of view from now on. On April 6th, 2023, I walked in on a horrible scene. I found my brother dead in his bed, and Dayton sleeping in the living room, and during that, I didn't know what happened. Please work. I'm gonna start tweaking. After I'd called 911 to make the worst call in my life, I had to tell my mom, Christina, to tell her her son, my brother, was dead. Later that night, Dayton had confessed that he gave my brother 5 drugs mixed together that were over the lethal limit. We took Dayton to court for murdering my brother, knowing what the outcome would have been. He tried to hide the drugs in my brother's car. We tried to get Dayton convicted for murder, but because of our fucked up justice system, here in Washington, by the way, Washington State, not DC, but Washington State, they couldn't do it. After 10 months of back and forth, so many court dates. Just let me tell you that, so many court dates. And there's just continuance after continuance after continuance. Dayton was sentenced to 20 months in prison for, they charged him with delivery and then intent to distribute in the school zone. Now, 8 months into his sentence, he was released. 7.5, 8 months, as I said. That is our oldest brother, Josh. He's the oldest out of all 5 of us. He was 25. Joey, the maker of this, was 18. I was 16. Getting close to my 17th birthday. And our little brothers, the twins, Jackson and Caden, they were 7. They were 7 when they learned they were never going to see their brother again. Because of this idiot. And the pictures of him. Actually, I should leave those on screen. Hang on. Not you, go away. This man. Created the worst memories of my life. My brother, in 2 months after he passed, he was supposed to be getting married. He was supposed to have his own life. But that got taken from him. Just like he got taken from us. And this man, out of all the court dates, all the times I've seen him in court, this man has showed 0 signs of remorse. He's made it clear that he doesn't even care. But yet he gets to walk free and live his life while my brother's 6 feet in the ground. I was 16 years old. I should not have had to go to my brother's funeral at 16 years old. My little brothers were 7. 7. Let me put a little timetable there for you. Okay, y'all have had a good look at him now. I'm tired of seeing his face. I'm taking it off the screen. At around, I think 7:30. 7:30. My brother overdosed in his bed. Then between 9:30, 9:45, my brother gets there. Joey gets there. He knocks on the door. No answer. Knocks again. No answer. So he waits there for about 10 minutes, and then he gets tired of waiting, so he tries to open the door because he thought it was locked. He opens the door. It's unlocked. It was just a heavy door, so he thought it was locked. He goes into the apartment. Dayton is just on his little air mattress that was set out for him during his trip here. He was just laying there sleeping, you know. He walks into the other bedroom, not my brother's, not Josh's, to the other bedroom. That was my brother Tyler's room at the time. He walked in there. No one is in there except Sophie, his cat, Tyler's cat. And she figures, okay, obviously this is Tyler's room. Then he walks into Josh's room. And he sees Josh laying there. He's like, he's thinking, oh, he's sleeping. He's like, Josh, hey Josh, no response. By the way, this is what he told me. I'm not just like trying to pretend I was there. I'm telling you what he told me. Joey grabs his leg, tries to shake it. His leg is cold and stiff. And just doing that, he managed to roll Josh over onto his back. Apparently there was blood coming out of my brother's mouth, soaking through his pillow into the bed. That's when Joey freaks out. He has no choice but to call 911 directly because that's all he can do on his phone. He didn't have service. So he calls 911. They get there. Joey's trying to call my mom and his fiance and Josh's fiance Taylor on his phone, on Josh's phone, but they told him not to touch it because it's evidence. But I don't know his name. I apologize. But there's one EMT who knew my mom personally and let Joey use his phone. Yeah, Joey used his phone. Joey called my mom. Whatever. And here's the part where I come in. After that call, I get a text from my cousin Raymond. He says, what's going on? I heard about someone ODing. I was like, what? I said, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't heard anything. And then he said something like, his thing is like Joey or Josh or whatever. I was like, okay, I'll go ask mom and dad, see what they know. And then I kind of my parents' room is in the far end of the house, and the door is all the way that way. So I kind of heard stomping, running, stomping, So at this point, I'm kind of starting to freak out in my head. So I lived in the attic at the time. So there's stairs going down into the kitchen area. That's where the door is. So instead of going down the stairs, I'm throwing on my shirt because I was just chilling in bed. So I'm throwing on my shirt as I'm just jumping down the stairway, avoiding the stairs, just going straight down to the floor. I burst out of my room. I run to the kitchen, and at the entrance of the kitchen, my mom's running down the hallway, screaming, "This can't be happening!" I'm asking what's going on, and I finally screamed, "What the fuck is going on?" I was told to go back upstairs. Shortly after that, I'm freaking out. I'm thinking, oh my god, my brother's dead, or something's happened to my brother. I was trying to be hopeful because with some ODs, they don't die. They just go to the hospital and they're fine after they get detoxed and whatnot. But then person who shall not be named, my brother's ex, came upstairs and said, Josh is dead, whatever. Not whatever, but she said that. I'm kind of freaking out. This next part's a little blurry, but I know I called Taylor, my sister, and Josh's supposed to be wife, but fiance, wife, yeah. I said, I think Josh is dead. She said, that, this isn't funny. It's not a funny joke. I told her I wish I was joking. And she's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. Or not see what I can do, but yeah, she hung up. And the next part I remember is I went outside with my friend Emmett to take, a breather. I had two other friends there at the time, but we were out there and I was taking a breather. So I was told, Tyler's coming home. When he comes home, just be there for him when he comes home. I'm like, okay. And then, it's freezing out there. It's the beginning of April. And we're in Washington, so we went to the back. We went to my friend's truck that was parked at the end of the driveway. We sat in there to warm up a little bit. And then that's when I get the call from my cousin Raymond. He calls me. It's a video chat, so I'm looking. I'm like, what's going on? And he just, I can still remember the tone in his voice when he just said, "I'm sorry." And that's when I lost it. I just started hitting the back of the seat. I didn't know what to feel. And sometimes to this day it still feels like it's not real. My uncle had to dispose of his bed before anyone saw it because it was that horrifying. I went with my aunt, my parents, and my brother Tyler. My Aunt Dana. My parents, and my brother Tyler. We went to the apartment the next day to, grab some things, whatever, for Taylor. And we looked in the cabinets in the house. The police had not cleared out all the drugs. There were drugs in most of the cabinets in that apartment that were not there when Taylor went to work the morning before. My mom was so angry and just grieving and hurt that she couldn't control her rage anymore. She just took her hand and just swiped it across the counters, knocking everything off because she wasn't really controlling herself. She didn't know what to do because it's obvious why. But my dad and I brought his car back to the house. While we were in the car, I took his Bluetooth adapter, I plugged it in, I connected to my phone, and I played his favorite song on repeat on the way home the entire time. Because I didn't know what to do. To this day, I still don't know what to do. Besides just keep going, I guess. But no, Dayton gets to walk free. He can't leave the state, but he can walk free. He can just go live his life. Just trying to think of what I want to add. Oh yeah, I don't know if he's watching, but I'm so sorry because for the life of me, I cannot remember what your first name is. But Sergeant Butler of the Bremerton Police Department, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you for handling that, how you did that night, and for giving my brother some sort of decency and respect in court. Like calling him by his first name, not Mr. Kinney, dead friend, dead body, deceased friend, or just deceased. Thank you for showing him some sort of respect. Also, I know you're doing your job, but to Dayton's lawyer, screw you. Sorry, it's just so hard to think right now. I know this is gonna sound like really bad. It's not like the like and subscribe thing, but please share this video. Please. If you have any like lawyers or private investigators or whatever in the legal or anyone in the legal system that you know that may want to give us some guidance, that would be greatly appreciated. My main goal here is to spread the word that a murderer is walking free. A murderer who wasn't even charged with murder. For murdering someone, that charge was a slap on the wrist. They basically just told him, oh, don't do it again. How the hell is 7.5 months out of 28 months time served? But if you did take the time to actually watch this video, I'm looking now, it's about a half hour long. If you took the time to watch this, thank you. But again, please just share this video, get it to whoever you can. Just share it everywhere you can if you have the time, please. Because this should not be able to stand. This should not be how this works. This entire situation has been complete bullshit. And if it's Thanksgiving where you are, happy Thanksgiving, and I'm sorry to bring down your mood with this. But for Thanksgiving, I'll be at the graveyard. But again, please share.